Welcome, esteemed leaders, honored delegates, and distinguished guests. Respected Mr. Maduro, esteemed BRICS representatives, friends, and excellencies, thank you for gathering today. This summit marks an extraordinary moment, and although I initially prepared remarks, I realized that the current exchange of ideas requires a renewed perspective. For over 6 decades, spanning 60 to 70 years, nations worldwide have been striving to create a global order that promotes equity, stability, and cooperation. Today, I applaud you, President Putin, for the crucial role Russia has played in advancing this vision, and I recognize the united efforts that brought us all here to continue this meaningful work. Through hundreds of collaborative discussions, including over 200 dedicated meetings, we have tackled the critical issues of our time, seeking tangible solutions that align with our collective aim for a fairer world. Venezuela's role, although modest, has contributed significantly to these discussions, reinforcing our commitment to a vision of international law that respects the sovereignty and stability of all nations. This framework serves not only as a guiding principle for BRICS, but as a blueprint that can inspire transformation across the United Nations and beyond. The foundations of this movement trace back to the mid-20th century when Brazilian leaders, alongside newly independent nations from Africa and Asia, joined forces in the non-aligned movement. This historic coalition was born from a shared determination to cast off the remnants of colonial domination and form an international structure that ensured security, stability, and respect for every nation's independence. These ideals remain at the core of our mission today. Countries across Latin America, including Nicaragua, are unwavering in their commitment to fulfill these objectives. They stand as champions of sovereignty, determined to secure prosperity for future generations. Yet, as we move forward, we must recognize that the dynamics of global security are shifting, requiring us to adapt with new perspectives and innovative approaches. As I reflect on the Johannesburg Declaration, I am reminded of the pathways we are building for economic fairness and shared prosperity. This declaration is not merely a document but a call to action. It outlines strategic choices and practical measures to reshape global trade and address diverse financial needs, acknowledging that our challenges cannot be overcome by currency reform alone. We must engage in candid discussions about the limitations of the monetary structures imposed by historical colonial powers. For too long, these systems have been tied to restrictive credit practices and rigid financial models, creating an illusion of stability that constrains true reform. Venezuela joins other voices in BRICS in calling for a unified approach within the BRICS Development Bank. This institution represents more than financial support. It is a symbol of economic resilience for the Global South, facilitating the development of a payment system that empowers rather than exploits. We understand the devastating consequences of aggressive financial tools, having faced the hardships these systems create. To this end, we advocate for the preservation of national currencies while embracing a diverse currency mix, one that allows each nation to harness the unique strengths of global economies without risking the sovereignty of their own. In addition to economic reform, we must look critically at the role of global institutions. Venezuela believes that every nation here shares a responsibility to advance a United Nations that values inclusivity, independence, and human dignity. In a recent conversation with UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, I shared concerns about the human toll of current conflicts, from the loss of innocent lives in southern Lebanon to the devastation in Gaza. Women, children, and entire communities in the Global South continue to bear the weight of international strife. And yet, where is the justice system that promises to protect them? The International Criminal Court, which was envisioned as a beacon of global justice, has often shown a disproportionate focus on nations in the global south. This selective accountability not only undermines faith in international justice, but also inflicts enduring hardship on those already vulnerable. Together, within the framework of the UN, we must pursue bold reforms that restore credibility and deliver meaningful solutions. We are at a critical juncture, witnessing the dawn of a new global order grounded in mutual respect, human values, and collective growth. Reform is not merely a concept for discussion, it is an imperative that calls us to act. Venezuela stands firmly with BRICS, aligning with its goals for an inclusive and multipolar world order. In my recent dialogue with President Putin, I expressed Venezuela's solidarity with the BRICS vision and noted that our journey reflects over 2 centuries of resistance and resilience. For centuries, the people of Latin America, alongside others across continents, have fought for liberation from foreign domination, driven by a promise of self-determination and unity. Mr. President, Venezuela commits itself fully to this historic endeavor. I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your exemplary leadership. Under your guidance, Russia has achieved remarkable growth, an impressive 5.5% last year and surpassing 7% this year, setting a powerful example of sovereignty and resilience. Your leadership not only advances Russia's interests but also strengthens the collaborative spirit that defines the BRICS alliance. I am confident that, under your continued guidance, this alliance will grow, achieving new heights of cooperation and mutual advancement. Thank you for your time and attention. To our audience tuning in, we encourage you to stay connected. Subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for updates on critical topics shaping the world today. Our content covers pivotal issues like African politics, economic developments, and the continent's rising influence on the global stage, topics that are often overlooked. Show your support by liking and sharing this video, and join the conversation by sharing your thoughts in the comments. We look forward to bringing you more insightful content in our next video.